Good morning, students. Very good morning. Last class, we discussed some of the interface concept with Python programming or script. How to install PAP, what is meant by PAP. Okay. So, by using these 7 steps, we have 7 steps to develop database applications, and last class we discussed first 3 steps. How to enter into Python program and start writing the program, and MySQL or SQL connector, how to create SQL connector object. So with the connect method, database connection. By using connect method, we are providing localhost means server name, database name, MySQL username, password, everything. Then we enter into our step 4, that is related to cursor instance. How to create cursor instance and remaining steps of today we will discuss in this class. We create one connection object. If you give all these details properly, then one connection object created. Okay, by using this connection object, remaining process can be established. Okay, see, next step 4. Here, step 4 is to create a cursor instance. What is meant by cursor? This one is a new topic. First we discuss about the cursor. So by using, we establish one connection object. So then we create a cursor object. Cursor is nothing but it is an active data set. Cursor is nothing but it is a one temporary memory. Simply we are saying cursor is a temporary memory. We execute in step 5. We execute a query. Okay, we execute a query. That query resultant. So the database having tables. That tables data is present. We execute a query. That query execution answer or output or data set. Data set means here rows and columns. So all the result set means rows and columns. Data set or result set is when you execute a query in that database by using this connection object, the result set or the output is present directly to the client, from the server to client. But here we place that result set in a temporary memory. That temporary memory is called as cursor instance. Here we create one cursor instance. So we place our result set in our cursor instance. We create. So for this we use one cursor method. How do this create? By using cursor method. For every step we use different methods or functions. This can be created by using MySQL connector. So this can be created by using connect method. In that we establish some information. We give some information. Server name, username, password and database name. Here we create a cursor object. So cursor is a temporary memory. It is an active data set. It is a result set. It consists of like a table. Tables data placed in this. We execute a query. That query result can be placed temporarily in a memory. That memory is called as cursor instance. We process in that memory. Okay, we take it. Okay, in that cursor we place our output. So we take each and every tuple or record. All the records are placed. The executed query result placed in that cursor. We take each and every record one by one according to our requirement. Okay, all the records are placed in this cursor instance or object. So then we take single row or more than one rows or all the rows according to our requirement of the programming. Okay, we take single row by we fetch single row. Fetching means, okay, we take fetch single row at a time by using one method. Fetch one. This one is one method. Fetch one. We use fetch one method for getting one single row from fetch single row from this cursor object. Otherwise, we fetch all. We require all the rows at a time. Then we fetch all the rows means at a time we take only one row. In this way, we take all the rows by using for loop. Okay, by from this cursor instance or cursor object. Next, coming to, so here we fetch only one row or all rows, or third one fetch many. Fetch many. These three are methods that are used. These three methods that are used in this by using this cursor instance. Understood my point? Okay, here three methods are required. We use any one among all these three methods according to our requirement of the database programming. So fetch one means we only process only one record at a time. Fetch all means we process all the records one by using for loop from this cursor instance. Okay. Fetch many means we process more than one records at a time from this cursor instance. Okay. So according to our requirement, we use any of these three methods in this cursor. After creating the cursor object, we use execute query. We execute query. In that execute query, okay, we use execute method. In step 5, we use execute method. So here we use execute method. Execute query method is used in this step 5. So each and every step we use some predefined. All these are predefined methods. All these are methods are placed in this MySQL connector. Okay, that's why we import first step this MySQL connector. Okay, next. So execute query executes our query. Suppose I write here select star from student. So it select all the data from the database table, student table, and store it on all these data in temporary memory this cursor object or cursor instance. So for that purpose we execute query here. Suppose I write okay, select star from EMP where employee number is equal to 101. Here only one record. Here only employee number 101, student number 101 is get from database table and place it on this cursor instance. So here we write query according to our requirement with where class or without using where class. Next, coming to extract data from result set. Extract data from result set. We already placed our required data. When you are executing, some data is present in this cursor object or cursor instance. Then we get to fetch data from that cursor object by using these three methods. So in sixth step, from this cursor instance, we extract data. So how to extract data from this cursor instance? So by using these three methods. Here we use cursor name dot fetch one, cursor name dot fetch all, cursor name dot fetch many. Cursor name means we create already one cursor name in step 4. Cursor object means cursor object dot fetch one, cursor object dot fetch all, cursor object dot fetch many. So these three functions or methods are used to get data from that temporary memory to client. From server to from server to data passed from server to this temporary memory, that is cursor object, cursor instance. In that cursor place the temporarily the student's data according to your requirement. Then we take that student data according to your requirement of the programming by using fetch one method or by using fetch all, by using fetch many. Here we use one method, one property, that is count. How many rows are present in that cursor instance? Cursor stores some data, student data. In that we store one tuple, one record, or more than one record, or all records. So how many records are present in this cursor instance? By using row count method. By using this row count method. So row count is a method that can be used with the cursor object. So cursor object dot row count, that can be used to display how many records are present in this cursor instance, a temporary memory. Then we get, suppose this cursor object having 4 records, we get 4 records from that cursor and to display in our output. Okay, next. So extract data from, extraction can be done by using these three methods. One is fetch one, second one is fetch all, third one is fetch many. And one more thing is here, row count property. Row count property. All these 4 methods and properties are used by using this cursor object only. Okay, in detail we explain all these steps, how we write all these 7 steps in our Python project. Okay, next. So extract data from result set. Finally, we extract our required data from the server to cursor object, from the cursor object to in your Python programming variables. You extract data from the cursor object to Python variables. So here you get data from this cursor object to Python variables by using all these methods. So finally we get data onto the Python variables. Then we print that variables. Then we finally print that variables. We display our output, required output. Then after completion of everything, we display all the data in our Python variables. Then we clean up all the environments. Clean up all the environments means we create here so many objects. One is SQL connector object. Here we create one connection establishment of one connection object. Here we create our connection cursor object. So everything can be closed. After completion of all the 6 steps over successfully, completed successfully, then we close this connection object. Here we create, third step, we create one connection object by using connect method. Okay, one database connector object that can be closed. Clean up means memory released. Memory released. Close this connection object. What you are created in third step by using close method. By using close method. Connection object dot close method. This is the actual 7 steps that are used when you are developing any project that is related to database connectivity. Suppose you create
one desktop application, you not require any database application. Suppose you require one web application, okay, especially web applications require database connectivity. So then we go for all these 7 steps.
So coming to, after completion of all these 7 steps in that database connectivity application programs, okay, we connect Python program front-end application with back-end, that is database MySQL. How to interact those two? By using this database connection, third step, database connection, okay, connection object. Okay, so this can be explained with example, how they are interacted, front-end and back-end, how they are interacted, explained through how they are communicated one with each other. There is established a two-way connection. Python program interact with database application, and database data can be used in Python program. In this way, we use two-way communication between front-end and back-end by using this all these 7 steps in this database connectivity programs. So these 7 steps that are used frequently in when you are when you are developing web applications. Okay, so client server architecture, we require database operations. In that we use all the 7 steps. I already create one database. Okay, in the database, school database. For example, I create a school management database. I already created this database. This one is backend application. Backend application. That is database application. Next, coming to here, I use one user interface. One user interface. So this one is front end application. I use here front end application. So how this front end interact with this back end tables, and this back end table used in this front end application. So here two-way communication is established. This interact with this one, this used in this data is used in this front end applications. So we establish this one is a Python file or code. This one is MySQL code. This one is MySQL code. This one is code means commands. MySQL commands. This one is Python file or code. Front end application. This one is back end application. Insert here by using this MySQL commands. Then here I create some variables by using user interface. This one is user interface. User interface. Okay. User interface. I create this user interface by using Python code. Next, I write here student number. I create one here. I enter student number. Okay. Next, student name, mobile number. I enter here mobile number, address. Suppose, for example, I am taking here one user interface, student number. In that I create student number. These are variables. All these are variables in. For this values I create variables in Python code. Okay. So these values are stored in Python variables. So then I enter here. I place here. All these details are stored in. When you are clicking here, click. Here I use one button, click. When I am clicking all these data, okay, I enter here student number, student name, mobile number and address, everything I entered here. When I am clicking this one, immediately all these data, okay, interact with. When I am clicking this one, this entire data, okay, transfer to from this application to this database application and store it on this data. I already here 1, 2, 3 entered in that table having 3 students data. I enter here new data. So when I click new data, click new. Suppose I place here new. So new data is inserted into that table. When I am clicking this new button, this one is new button. When I am clicking new button, automatically this data insert onto this table. Okay. Here I enter here student number 4. Next, student name Suresh. Okay. Next, mobile number. I enter here mobile number something 98 something. Here address Ashok Nagar, for example. Ashok Nagar. After entering all these details in this front-end application, I click here new. So new data is inserted into this table. When I am clicking, I write some code here, some procedure. When I am clicking this new button, immediately all these data enter into this database table. So here enter Suresh. After clicking this new button, here Suresh, mobile number, everything added here. This row is added here. So front end is interacted with, communicate with back end in this way. So you enter all these data in this front end application. User enter here. This data is inserted into here. When you are clicking this data, communicate with by using database connectivity. All these steps we are using. In third step, we create one database connection object. By using this connection object, by using this database connection object, by using this database connection object, interact through this, you send one query. Which query? Insert query. I write here insert query from this application Python code. Automatically here apply insert query. Execute that query. Okay, we use fifth statement, execute query. So here execute which query? Insert query executed, and this can be stored in this database application. This is one-way communication from user interface to front end is communicated with back end. So when I am clicking, I place one more button, display. When I am clicking this display button, here it display. Here I enter student 1. I press enter. Immediately here remaining details I want to display. So here I enter student number 1. Okay, student number 1. After clicking this display, immediately it displays all the remaining details of student name. Here Rani. Okay, next mobile number displayed here, address displayed here. So what data that are contained student number 1 that can be displayed in this. So this can be fetched from these tables. Okay, this data, this row is fetched from database table and place it on, okay, cursor object temporarily. From that cursor object, we execute extract single row by using fetch one row. Fetch one method, we implement fetch one method. Then the data displayed, then I am clicking in this columns or variables. This code is maintained in Python application, Python code. So in this way, we get data from database MySQL background application, backend application to front end application. like the front end application to back end application. In this way, we create one interface. That interface is database connection object. We create that one. By using this database connectivity object, we have two-way communication. So this is the concept of interface Python with database, MySQL database connectivity by using this database connection object. Thank you, students.